my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby.
Uh-oh, the creative scaries have arrived. Artist block is here. And you know, if you're an artist, the longer you put off getting through it, the longer you're gonna be in it. I don't have time to play these games. Creating art is quite literally my job, so we're gonna do a little exercise that I like to call sketch and fill. The gist of this activity is taking a notebook and getting whatever art supplies you have that aren't your typical medium. I do make a lot of mixed media art, but my go-to medium is acrylic paint, so I'm going with crayons, colored pencils, and these acrylic markers. While we're doing this, the most important thing to remember is that we are not trying to create a masterpiece, we are not going with a theme, we are quite literally just putting whatever pops into our minds straight down on the paper. If you've ever gone through any sort of block, whether it's a physical block or a mental block, then you know that the longer you put off doing whatever that is, the harder it is for you to get back into it. You start to become more and more intimidated by the process, and some people stop making art completely because of this. Sketch and fill helps you just go with the flow and get as many different ideas out of your head at one time as you possibly can. These ideas don't have to match, they don't have to have any meaning, it's just to keep your hands moving. As you'll see throughout the page, there are a lot of repetitive marks and patterns that I use because I'm really not trying to be hard on myself right now, I am only trying to stay in motion. You'll see a lot of song lyrics or random words. That's because I'm listening to music while I do this, and so I'm just putting whatever pops in my head, and sometimes that's the music that I'm listening to. I did half of the page in color and the other half of the page in pen, and if you've been going through artist block, I would love to see you try this and let me know if it works for you.
Who should I draw next? Who should I draw next?
I think it's safe to say that we all got influenced by Izzy's TikTok and bought a sketchbook and the same Stabilo Pen 68 set. I cannot draw to save my life, but I'm trying to let go of perfectionism and also get better at sketching things I see. So this is what I've done so far. Please don't judge. These are some random ones. I drew the snake plant in my apartment. I drew a bearded dragon on a skateboard. I also have been drawing a lot of pigeons because there's a lot of pigeons in New York and they're really cute. I love it when they're sleeping, so I kind of drew one in this like sleeping position. The lips look a little weird there. Pigeon with a weirdly long neck. I saw this on Pinterest. I thought like, ooh, that can be cute to draw. Pigeons, more pigeons, ducks. I love ducks. I found it really easy to draw vegetables and fruits because it leaves a lot of room for imperfections. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Sushi, some random patterns I saw on Pinterest. I also found some cool like doodling exercises on TikTok. Like it could look like this. It's really cool. Flower.
Trying art supplies that don't make sense part 1. So we got this sketchbook that can sync whatever you draw on the actual paper to your phone. Okay, this sounds like some kind of witchcraft or a complete scam. As a traditional artist who absolutely sucks at digital art, because why drawing on the iPad like wrestling a slippery fish, but low-key Picasso level with my pen and paper, this idea is literally my dream. Alright, so I hooked it up to my phone and wait a second. It's legit working. Look, it's tracking my pen and it's got pressure sensitivity. I just love the tactile feel of paper. Daddy, now here's the wildest part. It works with any paper. I can just slap my favorite daily sketchbook into this big, juicy cover and boom, instant tech upgrade. You can even transform it into a drawing tablet. Simply pull out the papers, fold it up, place the tablet cover on top, switch the pen nib and connect it to your computer. Now you can color like a pro. This is actually perfect for traditional artists who want to transition into digital. Gotta rate this a 9.69 out of 10.
Do not get this sketchbook. It's fallen apart on me so many times. This is the Artist Loft hardcover watercolor book, and it's worked for me for a few months until this happened. Right now, I'm using the Paul Rubens watercolor journal, and it's worked really well for me. But also, everyone's been asking me what kind of supplies I use for my art, so I'm going to tell you basically all the materials that I've been using recently. Specifically for commissions, I'm using the Strathmore watercolor paper so I can tear it out individually. A big part of my art is using gold ink, so I use the Winsor & Newton gold ink in 30 mils. This is what makes my art look like a storybook, and it's kind of characteristic of my personal style. For watercolors, I really like using the Winsor & Newton Cotton watercolor paint set. It's very transparent, and I kind of get the effect that I want. I don't have specific brushes, but this liner brush allows me to do details. I have a liner brush, and I also have a thicker brush for shading. For flat brushes, I only have 2. They allow me to blend things really, really nicely, especially this really thick one. For ink, I only have 4 different types. These are really waterproof, but the only caveat is that although I get different sizes and they work really well for me, they run out of ink really, really quickly. So you might have to budget for those.
I'm that dude, mean on the scene, mean looking clean, mean like the bean. I don't like peas, actually I do. Would you get a glue? Coming in my room, girl you better move, mean on the scene, mean looking clean, mean like the bean. I don't like peas.
Welcome to a sketchbook tour, but barely counts as a sketchbook. This is like my personal sketchbook that my brother gave me, but it essentially has no rules. At first I was trying to make illustrations on every page to be aesthetic, but then I realized I actually wanted to write. And so I started using really tiny handwriting for every page. Let me show you what I mean by tiny handwriting. This is every single page, but I was really proud that I could write in really straight lines. Oh, here we go, some art related stuff. I was writing down some ideas that I want to do and never did any of them. And here's just me journaling with some tiny words again. I think in some ways I still consider this art because I would flip through and enjoy looking at it. Somewhere along the line I deviated and I started drawing chemical structures because, you know, I was a chem major and I thought that was cool. Myself, I was chloroketone. Here's a sketch of what I thought that my dorm room should look like when I moved in my senior year. And some more tiny writing. This is the only sketch that gave validity to the title of a sketchbook. And just like every girl, my sketchbook/journal turned out to be a sob fest, and then I wrote about things that I was really sad. And I never used this journal ever again. And then I have all these pages that will probably be left blank because I have inability to finish any sort of book ever.
Top 4 sketchbooks I'm currently using.
This is the one that I probably use the most often. This is my Ohuhu marker pad. This one is really great for using with alcohol markers. So another one that I've been using recently is this Etcher sketchbook. It is 100% cotton and it also has a cotton cover, which is pretty cool because they kind of encourage you to draw on the outside of it. And it's pretty good for mixed media, not just alcohol markers. This one is really fantastic. I could not recommend this one enough. This is a Sketch Bar marker paper sketchbook. It's called a mirror pad. And the most incredible thing about this one is that the ink does not bleed through the paper at all. You can see the drawing here on my paper has not bled at all to the other side. This is the only sketchbook I've ever used that does not bleed, and I don't know how they did it. It blows my mind. This final sketchbook is my Ohuhu sketchbook. This is just a standard sketchbook, and honestly, I think it works just fine with my markers.
Un botto come è uscita in realtà, quindi molto cocetta. E qua abbiamo Crimson, quanto cazzo lo adoro, Crimson è il mio C preferito, io lo amo, lo disegno ovunque, non c'è una parte in cui, guarda, Crimson che annusa i fiori, poi che cazzo ci sta, Crimson che pensa alle torte di fragole, poi ci sta Crimson, io lo amo Crimson, è il mio bababò, è il mio bambino. Poi ci sta Cade.
How did ever get so wrong? Crying in the stall of a washroom floor. You niggas don't know where I'm from. Don't know how I got it, but I'm all alone.
If you have an empty page in your sketchbook that you want to fill up with an abstract pattern, just try this idea. So you're going to start out with a bunch of circles, vary the circles in size, and then go ahead and add other colors. You can go on a diagonal pattern or just kind of do whatever you want. This is actually a pattern that I learned through quilting, but when you fill out the sketchbook, it actually looks kind of cool.
You remember, my love. You sold your soul for her. You sold your soul for that job.